Hi guys, and welcome to my new home studio tour. So first, I will show you guys my instrument wall. These are some of my instruments. Some other ones, because I couldn't fit all my cellos in here, are in the living room, upstairs in the storage. So this is Cello Glow, my 1880 Gone and Bernadelle. This is the acoustic cello, classical cello that I play for all of my classical concerts, for my acoustic cello recordings. He's my main baby. So that's him here. This is actually Rambo's bass. I've used it a little bit for like sound effects, a little bit of, I'm not really a bass player, but he's hanging here as well. We have my air hoo, which is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right behind the cello there. We have a ukulele that I thought was cool because it's acrylic that I got on Amazon, of course. We have my tackle harpa, which is a Viking instrument that I had custom made for me over actually in England. And then hidden behind a couple of my carbon fiber Tinaguo strings cello bows, we have my automaton, which some of you might have heard me fool around on. It's kind of fun. I haven't actually recorded it for anything, but that's what it sounds like. And then we have White Walker here. He is currently my main electric cello. He's a Yamaha SVC 210. And then I am going to pan the camera down a little bit to show you guys my pedal board. It's the Helix LT, which has completely replaced everything else. So I used to play through Engel amps, and I still do sometimes, but for the most part when I'm traveling and doing gigs, whether there's a long setup time or a short setup time that we are allotted, it just makes it so much easier to have everything into one concise unit. So I will show you guys my setup on that, kind of what kind of sound effects I'm using, and it's also reflected in the Helix native program that I use when I record in Logic in the computer. So you can actually connect the both, so your live sound and different settings that you play around with that you find that you like, plus the sound that you actually record with, can be one and the same and synced automatically. So I'm just gonna go handheld, hello guys, and show you. This is my, where's the switch? Helix. Oh, so you can see it. The switch is here in the back. That's how I turn it on. It has XLR out, stereo outs, or you can use balanced quarter-inch outputs. There's like MIDI stuff in the back. This is a setting that I've been using generally. It's called Banana Metal. So as you can see, I have a octaver, so it's an octave below a pitch patch, and then I got my echo, my delay, cave, which is a super reverby reverb, my amp setting. So I actually have, it's, you can see they're color, oops, sorry about that. You can see that it's color coordinated, red and red. So when I press this, this actually switches between, you can't really, right here, it switches between my, oops, line 6 fatality, which is what I use for the distorted tone, and where's the other one? And the jazz rivet 120, which is what I use for my clean tone. And then I also have a button that's programmed for a bit of gain, just in case if I'm playing, maybe I'm soloing and the band is like, I feel like I can't get loud enough over the band, even though my electric cello does have adjustable volume, but if for some reason I really want to play loud and boost it a few more dB, I have a gain set there. And let me just show you guys the signal path of this. So this is a path that I have everything routed through. And it's super, super amazing. I would highly recommend for those of you that want to play around with your electric instrument, or even honestly an acoustic instrument if you have a pickup. And by the way, my line of instruments, tinaguostrings.com, we just released an amazing cello pickup. And so with that, you can actually plug your quarter-inch cable right into something like this as well and add all kinds of fun effects. This is a built-in volume pedal, but if you press down hard, well, let me do it with my foot because I would not be doing it with my hands usually. It turns red, and now it's a wah pedal. I have it set as a wah pedal. You press it one more time and it goes back to being a volume pedal, so that's super useful. You have a volume control here as well. I'm gonna do back to here. So this is basically what I play with, and there are so many different banks, so you can actually have presets of sounds for every song if you wanted to. I generally don't trust myself to do that just in case I accidentally press the wrong button. So I have just a few pretty simple sounds, you know, simple effects, and I use it for everything. On this banana metal preset, there is no loop pedal because usually I use this for when I'm not playing solo shows where I'm completely by myself. When I do that, I do a lot of live looping, and so I have a completely different setup for that. That also encompasses, you know, having the looper built into the digital pedal board. Okay, so I showed you guys my instruments. What do we have over here? Some of my CDs. If you guys have ever ordered anything from my merchandise store, I do stock everything myself. We ship out everything. So here are some CDs. Please buy my CDs. And let's move on over. I have my new blackboard, which I got from Amazon, that I absolutely love. It's really, really good for keeping yourself motivated, and to remind myself when I'm sitting at my desk, I look over, I go, oh, I gotta do these things. The microphone, Rode NT1000. This is the only microphone I've ever owned. I still use the same clear sonic Sorber panels, which are amazing because, as you can see, I moved them from my last location and they're completely movable. The one over here is folded up and it folds open, and so you can actually place it anywhere. So I'm kind of using this one as a bit of a bass trap. And then this one I usually move out, and I'll show you guys where I usually move it to when I start recording in this space. And then this amp here, it's the same, yep, the same Fender tiny 25 watt amp. So it's been 8 years and he served me very well. I use them as a practice amp. So right now, when I practice, and these are my Analysis Plus cables, aren't they beautiful? Nice wooden ends. So I use these cables to connect this amp to my pedal board, and then one of the cables from the pedal board. I just use a mono when I practice, mono out here, and then to the electric cello. So it makes for a very super simple way to set things up, so I can quickly, literally in like 15 seconds, be ready to practice the electric cello. And then for the backing tracks or whatnot, oh, I'm not done drinking my boba yet. And here is my new desk. It's from Output and it's called the Platform Desk. It comes in both this color, which is kind of like a birch natural wood, and a darker wood color. And I got the one with the pull-out keyboard tray option. I think the last video that I did for you guys, I think I still have the same keyboard. So it's kind of cool because it has these MIDI trigger pads here, so you can, like, you know, make beats and stuff. And then we have a 61 key keyboard. This I also got on Amazon, and it's really cool. I'm not going to do it right now, but you can actually remove, well, okay, I just did it. You can remove the exercise ball and, like, you know, do exercises and stretch and stuff, and then it slides right back in, and it kind of keeps your core engaged while you're working. So hopefully get a tiny bit of pseudo exercise if you're sitting in the studio all day like I do most days. And then I did recently get a beautiful new iMac Pro. I had my last iMac, which was amazing, but I had it for 6 years and I was running it really hard and doing huge projects on it that took up a lot of space that probably wasn't meant to be done on an iMac with any particular upgrades. So the iMac Pro is great. It runs really fast. I've had no issues with editing in Final Cut for video or in Logic for all of my sessions. I got this new TCL TV, which is super awesome. It's like a Roku TV. I got it again on Amazon for only a few $100s, if you can believe it. And I thought, like, there is no way like a $300 TV could be good quality, but it is. And so I just have it connected on my HDMI 1 channel, super easy, and it is set up as my second screen. So a lot of times what I will do, oops, what's that up here? What I'll do is that, for example, if I'm doing a session and the client or the composer sends me some sheet music and I have the Logic session running here, I'll usually drag the music up, expand it, and say I'm recording, okay, you know, these 2 pages, then I will open up Logic, which I'll do right now. I use Logic Pro X. I started recording in GarageBand, so Logic was the next, I guess, logical option. So if I'm scoring something, I usually have the picture, the movie or the commercial up on the screen, and it's just super useful. Sometimes people are like, oh, isn't it like a little bit too high? But it's actually okay. You know, I'm not staring up there. This is pretty much eye level, so I'm looking here, but it's nice to have in the peripheral vision. And then if I'm recording, I will pull out my microphone so that it's like kind of right here in front of the desk. Little like enveloped enveloped cave space here, and so I'll put the chair here. Sometimes I do use the bouncy ball for recording acoustic cello when I'm sitting, or I have a piano bench that isn't, you know, quite as bouncy. So I'll just place myself here. It's amazing what little space can really provide. I guess you don't really need that much space, to be honest. And then I will grab my good old trusty microphone stand, a microphone that I've had for almost a decade. We'll put it here. And then, ta-da! And then so I'll look at, and sometimes if my neck starts like feeling weird, I'll turn it a little bit this way. And so, you know, I press record and I read the music off there. And then I have very easy, because before I was thinking, oh, maybe I should get an iPad and have a stand right here and so I can control it. But it's honestly, it's actually easier because everything is within arm's reach. So if I'm recording, I mess up, take the bow in my other hand, start, stop, everything is just, it's all right here, like in 5 square feet. So this is my very, very basic recording setup. Now, if I'm recording electric cello, I will take one of these cables, oops, that I use to connect my pedal board to the amp or to my electric cello, and I have the Apogee Duet that I'm still using. I'll plug it into my instrument 2 line, and then the other end will go into my electric cello. This is the Helix native program. It's an amazing plugin, and it has everything. So you have, of course, your amp modelers. There's a lot of presets. These are all presets. There's every kind of effect that you can possibly think of. Distortion, EQ adjustments, modulation, delay, reverb, synth effects, pitch, you know, like if you want to use an octaver, wah pedals, impulse response stuff, panning, so everything you could possibly think of, and you can kind of custom build your own set of effects and sounds, which I think is really, really important when you're playing an electric instrument. With an acoustic instrument, it's really about the feel in your fingers and the way everything's organic and you're creating it as you play it. But with electric instruments, so much of it is in the processing, and so I find that I feel like it's really important to find your own tone and your own sound, and to have something that's recognizable, so that when somebody hears your, you know, electric cello or electric flute or something, they can tell, oh, that's so-and-so, not just, oh, that's an electrified whatever instrument. I finally got studio monitors, as you guys can see, but I have to admit that I don't really use them that often. I don't know what it is. I think I just got so used to listening and mixing and doing everything on my Sennheiser HD 650s. I've had them, I think, since before I was in Cirque du Soleil, so before 2009, so I've had them for like a decade, and I just absolutely love them. They have a little bit of an open ear design, but there's actually not a lot of bleed, surprisingly. I try to keep the volume pretty low when I'm recording. I try to keep the metronome and the click, of course, as low as possible without me, you know, going out of time, and it works really, really well. Oh, I have a new external hard drive dock. So I have all of my samples on this little solid state drive. It's here, and then I have a 3 terabyte drive, the one behind it, and that is just used as a backup. And believe it or not, I still have the same printer, my handy Epson, which has served very well. Same printer, no issues. Here's my Wonder Woman poster. Let me open this drawer. Let's see what we have in here. My supply of airplane provided hand lotions and lip balm, because my lips and my hands get super dry. A lot of ink cartridges for this printer because I print out a lot of music for projects. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Tina. I should be using that. I'm being very bad. Tax papers, extra paper. What do I have in here? Oh, old tax files. Before I went completely digital. Now everything is in Dropbox. Even all my receipts, I upload everything. I take photos and just upload it directly to Dropbox using the app. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty minimal. I feel like I haven't really changed that many things. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Thank you guys so much for watching this studio tour video. Hopefully you found it a little bit interesting or informational. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or even requests for new video ideas, please leave a comment below. I will be sure to read every comment and get back to you guys. And so yeah, this is it's a pretty basic setup, but it's worked amazingly well. It's served me really, really well over the years. The few little updates, you know, with the new Helix native program in the computer, and then my new pedal board, the Helix LT, that's replaced my amps and all of my old pedals, and then I guess the new iMac Pro and the new screen, but other than that, everything is pretty much the same. So yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. And if you haven't joined me already on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, please do so. I'll put the links below as well. I would love to keep in touch with you guys. I'm very, very active on there, and I do try to read every comment and reply to you about questions and whatnot. So I really, really appreciate all of your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.